Good morning, Prospect. This is Miss Subaba here and your guidance team. We're hoping to share some tips for success so that you can finish off your semester strong. Before we jump into things, I want to get you introduced to the team, and we're going to go ahead and start off with Miss Beeson.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name's Miss Beeson. I'm the school counselor for students whose last names fall between the letters P through Z.
Hi, everyone. My name is Mrs. Aginiga, and I work with students' last names beginning with the letters A through G-O-M.
And I'm Miss Subaba. I work with students' last names G-O-N through O. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to go ahead and change this to speaker view really quickly. So just some tips for success because we want to help support you accomplish your goals. Just a little quote that we wanted to share with you this morning is, the more that you read, the more things that you will know, the more often that you learn, the more places you will go. And so we just wanted to share that little bit with you today because we want to make sure you're prepared for whatever it is that you do after high school, whether that is continue on at the college level or go into work or the military or whatever your plan is. We want to make sure that you're ready. So on today's agenda, we want to share with you some academic facts, best practices, tips and strategies, time management, and some Naviance activities. So first, academic facts, class credits. We know that this is a big question for lots of folks. Each class counts for 5 credits per semester if you are earning a passing grade. You will not receive credits for any Fs. Those will count as zeros. And if you fail a class, you will need to make that up for credit. For the 4-year colleges, they do not accept Ds or Fs, so you're going to have to repeat those classes so that you can be eligible to apply. So this is how you can check how you are doing. You have access to your progress report grades and your final semester grades on Aries. So you're going to want to visit the website, and these will be live links also available for you on the guidance page. But you're going to want to click on the Aries icon. Use your school Gmail to log in. So the username and password that you use to get logged into your Chromebooks. And then once you get logged in, you'll see on the top part of your portal, you can click on grades. And then when you click on grades again, you will see something here. So this is what it would look like after you finished your first semester of freshman year. This is often what a schedule looks like for a freshman. And if you're somebody who's an avid, this is what your progress report could look like. So most of our students, they're doing classes like world language, you're all taking PE, an English class, a math class, and then biology, and then your elective. So that might be different for some folks. Maybe they're doing AVID or a visual and performing art. But what you can see here is you can see the 6-week grading period grades, the 12-week grading period grades, which at this point in the year, those should be posted and available for you on your Aries. And then you could see your first semester final grades when we return in January. So this is just a nice way to make sure you know exactly what's going on. So every 6 weeks, you will receive a progress report. And so like I was saying here, you'll notice that in the different columns. The grades indicate how well you're doing in your classes. So you're going to want to use that as, here are my areas of strength and here are my areas of growth, so that you can work toward improving on those areas that maybe need a little bit more attention. The progress report grades and the GPA, they can be used for sports eligibility and other school activities. For example, maybe a work permit. So if you're somebody who is an athlete, or maybe you need your particular GPA for a particular activity, make sure that you're working hard to earn those grades that you need to be eligible. At the end of the semester, you'll receive a final and official grade, and that will end up on your official transcript. And so that is the official permanent record of all of the academic work that you have throughout your high school career. And at the end of each semester, you will earn a final, or you will take final exams for each of your classes. And next up, I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Ms. Beeson.
All right, so I will be continuing with academic facts, but as they apply to your graduation and A through G requirements. Your A through G requirements pertain to the requirements for our California state universities and our University of California colleges. Whereas our graduation requirements, that pertains to the Campbell Union High School District's requirements to earn that high school diploma. Now keep in mind for graduation, if you earn a D- or higher, you will earn credits for your courses. Whereas for our A through G requirements, colleges do not like to see Ds and Fs. So you want to make sure that you are maintaining a C- or higher in all of your classes. For our graduation requirements, you'll be required to complete a total of 220 credits by the end of your year, senior year. And those credits must be completed in the requirements listed on the slide. So for our social science requirement, as ninth graders, you are not currently enrolled in a history class or social science course. However, starting in your sophomore year, you will take a world history course. In your junior year, you will take US history. And in your senior year, you'll take government and economics, and that will get you your 3 years or 30 credits. English, you're required to do 40 credits or 4 years. So each year you attend Prospect High School, you will be taking an English course. Math-wise, we require 3 years for graduation. However, we highly encourage you to do a 4th year of math to help prepare you for community college, 4-year colleges, and beyond. Now, during those 3 years, you can complete up through IM3 at the minimum, or certain courses like computer programming can also count towards that math requirement. Science-wise, we require 3 years or 30 credits. As a ninth grader, you're taking biology. 10th grade, the next course is typically chemistry. And 11th grade, you'll take physics. We require 2 years of a language other than English, and it must be the same language taken both years. However, you'll go up to the next level. So if you're a ninth grader and you're currently taking Mandarin 1, next year you would enroll in Mandarin 2 to fulfill those 2 years of that requirement. We do also have the option to test out of that language other than English by taking an AP exam, an SAT subject test when they become available, or the Apple exam if you're already fluent. Visual and performing arts wise, you're required to do 1 year. That will include courses like Art 1, 3D design, theater, technical theater, video production, which can count as a VAPA or CTE, and any of our music courses. Those will all count towards that VAPA requirement. We require 1 year of a college prep elective. Certain courses like computer programming can count towards a college prep elective. We also have AVID, journalism if we get that course back. Those are examples of different college prep electives. Many students can also fulfill that college prep elective requirement by taking an additional year beyond that minimum requirement. So if you do take that 4th year of math, which we recommend, that extra year can actually count towards that college prep elective. Or you can take a 3rd year of a language, 4th year of a science. Anything extra beyond that minimum can fall into that college prep elective if it has a P in front of the course on your transcript. We have a CTE, which stands for Career Technical Education, VAPA or SP, which stands for Special Program. With this requirement, you do have some flexibility to pick a course that aligns more with your interests. And you're required to do 1 year within this category. So some students might choose to do a year of a VAPA and then maybe take a CTE course like our Digital Tools for Business, our accounting course, or even that video production, which can count towards either category. Examples of special programs might include our leadership or ASB course, as well as any students in taking an AVID course. Those can count towards that special program and college prep elective if you do more than 1 year of AVID. PE, we require 2 years. So most students will finish their PE requirement by the end of their sophomore year. And then that leaves you with 20 credits of general electives. Now for general electives, many courses, once you finish that minimum requirement and those other categories, they're going to fall towards those general electives. There are also courses like our workshop classes or ELD reading classes that can also count towards that requirement. Now, in terms of A through G requirements, each subject area corresponds to a specific subject area. So that A category is your social science. Now, colleges, they're going to require 2 years. So if you take your world history and your US history, and you maintain those C- or higher in both years, you're going to have fulfilled that A requirement by the end of junior year. Your government and economics that you'll take senior year could actually be extra and fall into that college prep elective category for our A through G requirements. B stands for our English category, and colleges expect to see a minimum of 4 years of English to fulfill that requirement. Math-wise, they expect to see a minimum of 3 years. However, again, they highly recommend that you take math that 4th year or senior year. Now, if you're applying to UCs, CSUs, even though it's unofficially required to do 4 years, they really want to see that 4th year. So if you want to be competitive, it's really good to do that 4th year of math. Now, during the 3 years of math, you need to make sure you at least fulfill up through Integrated Math 3 or Integrated Math 3 STEM to be eligible. D is our science category. Colleges expect to see a minimum of 2 years, with 3 years highly recommended. So by virtue of completing our graduation requirements, which includes 3 years of sciences, you'll actually be hitting that 3-year recommended science requirement. So make sure you're earning those C minuses or higher in your science courses to stay on track. E is LOTE, or language other than English. They require a minimum of 2 years, but again, highly recommend that 3rd year, and it must be within the same language. Now, when colleges look at your LOTE requirement, they're going to look at the level of the course you are taking. So if you are a student who's maybe started out in a higher level, maybe you took Spanish in middle school, so you started out in Spanish 2 this year, they're going to see that you completed up through a level 2 course. Or if you already spoke a language at home and maybe you started out in Mandarin 3, I know we have quite a few freshmen in that level, they're going to look and see that you completed level 3 of a language, which technically equates to 3 years of completion. So they do pay attention to that level. F is your VAPA, or Visual and Performing Arts. They expect to see 1 year. And then G is your college prep elective, and they expect to see 1 year. So again, anything extra is going to fall into that college prep elective category, or certain courses, again, like AP Computer Science, Digital Tools for Business, what else? We got computer programming, sociology, psychology. Those are courses that are going to count towards that college prep elective if you don't do those extras. And again, keep in mind, a C minus or higher is required for these college requirements. All right, some best practices. You know, we put these out there because we want to see you be successful. We know that this is a little bit of a strange year with us starting the year online, and it's probably not how you imagine starting your high school career. Now, the foundation of success is showing up. So make sure you show up to your classes every day, all periods. And if you do have any questions or you need help and you're not understanding something, it's really important that you let your teacher know. You know, reach out to them, maybe send them an email or message in Canvas, attend a study hall, you know, and that's a good place for you to ask those questions. Start your homework on the day it's assigned, especially for subjects like math and languages. You want to do the subject area when it's fresh on your mind. So if you have math that day, get a start on that homework. That way, if you have any questions, you can potentially go to study hall the next day if it's available, or email your teacher and hear back before that assignment is due. Again, as mentioned, attend your study hall regularly. Right now, one of the benefits of this distance learning schedule is there are actually more study halls available each week. We recommend that you prioritize the classes that you need the most help in. So if you know that an area of growth for yourself is maybe your math subject area, make it a point to attend your teacher's math study hall. You might find that there aren't, you know, students showing up, in which case maybe you even get some one-on-one help from that teacher. But that time is embedded in your schedule, and it's really important that you take advantage of it. It's also a great avenue for you to start your homework early. And then if you do have questions that come up as you're completing that homework, that teacher is available to help answer your questions. Now, studying for tests, this is really important that you start early. I know many students, myself included, when I was a student, I used to procrastinate. That was something I really had to work on. And if you try to cram your test that night before, you're not going to retain that information as well. And you're probably not going to do as well on that test. So you want to make sure you set aside several days leading up to that test to begin reviewing the content. And it can be, you know, maybe 30 minutes at a time reviewing that subject area, but you want to review it each day. And that's going to help you retain that information for that test and also retain it for the long term for that final exam. We have our homework center, which is a great resource on Wednesdays. We have teachers representing the math, science, social science, and English department. So once you join the homework center, you'll be put into a breakout room with a teacher in the subject area you need help. And that is available on Wednesdays from 2:30 to 3:30 p.m. The Zoom links are on the school calendar, and many teachers have also posted the Zoom links in their Canvas courses as well. So make sure you're taking advantage of that. We also have some wonderful peer tutors available through the Mesa Club who can help tutor you in math and science subject areas. And that's available on Tuesdays from 2:40 to 3:40. Again, same thing, the Zoom link is available in the school calendar. We also have the links embedded here on these slides. Another thing that's going to help you achieve success in high school is collaborating with peers. That means in class, when you're put into those breakout rooms, you're discussing, the topics your teacher set up for you. It means maybe you're setting aside studying sessions with friends. So maybe when we're back in school, or even you can do it through Zoom, you set aside studying sessions with your friends before any tests or homework assignments. Take good notes for yourself. Obviously important. I know many teachers right now are even allowing open notes during tests. So if you take good notes, you're going to be better prepared for those tests and have those access as a tool during those exams. And lastly, check your Canvas regularly. Your teachers are going to be putting updates. They're going to be posting your assignments. It's a great avenue for you to contact teachers. So make sure you're utilizing this wonderful tool we have. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Ms. Saginiga now.
All right, thank you, Ms. Beeson. We would also like to offer you some tips and strategies to help you through this first year of high school and beyond. As you're looking at your grades, at your 12-week grades, and you're noticing that you're falling behind in some of your classes and you'd like to bring up your grades, make sure the first thing that you do is talk to your teacher. They're going to know which assignments you should be focusing on, and they're going to be able to help you lay out a plan for yourself. Review all the information in Canvas to help you prioritize your assignments, and you're going to see how each assignment is weighted in Canvas. Projects may tend to be worth more points than homework assignments, so you can start working off that list of assignments in Canvas to help you prioritize. Map out a realistic plan for yourself when you're making up your work. This is a huge strategy for you as you're making your way towards getting back on track in a particular class. And make sure that you're staying current in your classes, completing your current assignments first, and then you can focus on making up some of the missing work. You don't want to focus entirely on your makeup work and fall behind in your current content. So that's very, very important for you to take that into consideration. This is a case study that we have here for you, so you can see in detail what this would look like. Pierre Panther is a student that has fallen behind. Maybe he or she was sick and missed out on a Romeo and Juliet essay, which is worth 50 points, and a homework assignment, which is worth 50 points. Which assignment is worth more of Pierre's overall grade based on the assignment weight shown on the left? So here in the middle, you're going to see all of those details on how these assignments are weighted for each of your teachers. There on the left-hand side, you have a list of the groups: papers, presentations, homework and classwork, assessments, the final. And then on the right-hand side, you're going to see how much that particular group of assignments is weighted. Papers and presentations, that's 40%. Homework and classwork, 20%. Assessments, 30%. And the final is 10%. As you look at Pierre Panther's missing work, you can see that his Romeo and Juliet essay would fall under the papers and presentation. That's worth 40% of his or her grade. So it would be wise for him to work on that essay first, since it's weighted higher in the grade. And then he or she can work on the homework assignment that is left. And you can see that in Canvas. Another best practice is managing your time. Time management is very, very important. It helps you prioritize your tasks so you're able to complete those tasks more efficiently. It helps you avoid procrastination. You're planning ahead and starting early. Like Ms. Beeson said, you're working ahead and you're preparing for this test earlier. It helps you reduce stress. and keep yourself organized. Right now, your first year of high school, it can be very stressful, especially during distance learning. So managing your time helps you reduce that stress and that feeling of being overwhelmed. You're able to find a balance when you manage your time. You're going to be able to find a balance between your own personal care and also your academic care. And it's very important to establish that balance now as a freshman, and hopefully that will continue as you continue your years here at Prospect. Be realistic and honest about what is working for you and how to create your schedule. And again, you're going to be getting some feedback from your teachers during study hall, or maybe using a tutor that you can also include in your plan. We've included here 2 templates for you. The first one is a time management template, which is it's very, very important. And you can see that you can make that into a very detailed schedule. And in this example, each of the classes are color coded. You've mapped out your day from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep. So you're able to map that out and make sure that you're setting a realistic goal for yourself. And so we've included this template there for you with an example as well. We've also included a study hall schedule template for you that will help you set up your time in relation to the study halls and how you're planning those study halls on a daily basis. Naviance. Naviance is a very valuable tool that we use here at Prospect. This is a tool that you can use for college and career exploration. You can take virtual tours, you can take a career interest profiler. So you can sign up for Naviance by going to this website. The postal code is 95070, and you log in using your Google email address. And we also included here a template of some Naviance activities that we'd like you to get started. One of them is a career interest profiler. So that does include 180 questions. So you want to make sure that you're setting time aside, enough time to finish that first activity. We've also included here a list of potential colleges that you're thinking about. You can include a community college, you can include a CSU, a UC, or private or out of state. And again, these are just colleges that you're thinking about, this is your goal to prepare yourself here at Prospect to ultimately apply to one or more of these campuses. And we've also included a resume activity. So you can start detailing what you're doing in your spare time, because the counselors, when it comes to letters of recommendation your senior year, will be able to see what you've been doing since your freshman year. And we use that information on your letter of recommendation if you need one for a particular private or out-of-state school. And that is all. That is the end of our presentation. We hope that it was useful for you and you're able to use these best practices and tips and strategies. Thank you and have a good day. Bye-bye.